Hello, everyone, and welcome to Claret and Booze. Right, very quickly before I get started, me audio just went funny. Can you all hear me? Okay. Before I do get going, I don't know why that just happened. It should be all right. Should be okay. Right, as West Ham just drew away to Bournemouth 2-2. Now look, I went on West Ham fan TV last night. Went on a Friday night pint. And I said I thought that we would lose. I said that a point would feel, like a win, because the points are all that matters, and it has done us some favours. It really has. But quite clearly, I'm full of shit because I didn't enjoy that today. Second half was fine. Absolutely loved the goals. That was brilliant. But the second half, I just felt like it was just. It's like I had PTSD. Honestly, it was like the worst. I'll get into the assessment at the end. What I've done is I've put a poll in the chat and I've left it about an hour because I really weren't happy after the game and I really didn't want to come on and sort of start going into one. I didn't. But I probably will a little bit later, a little bit of a spoiler. So, but before I do, let's talk about the game, all right? Oh, look, actually, before that, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, drop a like on the video because it does really help us, and hit us with a hype if you've got anything left after watching that game. Now look, first and foremost, on the face of it, from the outside in, a point away at Bournemouth without even watching the game, that's a good point. It really is. Okay, but it's not binary. The game that we watch, things happen. We was 2-0 up, but anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself again. We started with Areola in goal, Wan-Bissaka and Diouf at wing back, although they was fullbacks, and we had a back three of Todibo, Igor, and Kilman. We had Potts and Fernandez in midfield, which was good because I didn't want Souček to play in midfield in this game. I'm happy for him to play super sub role. He's doing well at that. And we had Bowen, Bowen and Wilson sort of further forward, and we had Guillaume in the middle as well. So it was like a midfield three, wasn't it, of Potts, Fernandez, and Guillaume. Now, the first half, it was a bit of a dull game. The weather weren't helping. It was pissing down. It was windy. It was swirling wind. Neither team could really sort of get anything going for the first sort of 10 minutes or so. I would say it was quite even, really. The Bournemouth weren't really sort of clicking. Neither was we. We looked okay. We looked solid. But I couldn't really see where we was going to create anything. And then all of a sudden, Wilson, on 11 minutes, a bit of individual brilliance because he was... I heard Gio say earlier on that he was feeding off scraps today, and he absolutely was. And he proved what a phenomenal player that he is. Can you imagine having him in his prime? What a striker. I mean, the control with his chest, the anticipation, with that weather as well, all he had to do was just belt that on target, and that's what he did. Along the floor as well, zipped along the floor. The keeper had been caught in two minds anyway. He was almost wrong-footed. He slipped. It was a brilliant finish, just brilliant awareness from Wilson. Great play. 1-0 out the blue. Fuck, this is unreal. Where's that come from? But like I said, it weren't like a smash and grab. It didn't feel like that because Bournemouth weren't really bothering us that much either at that point. It was quite an even game. 1-0, fine. Whatever. Anyway, then what happens is we get the second goal. So on 35 minutes, ball into the box. Bowen keeps it alive. And then a really, really good finish from Wilson there. Again, off his chest, onto his other foot, his left foot, and he sort of hooks it into the top left corner. Just brilliant instincts from him. Like I said, he's a tremendous, tremendous striker. He is. It's a shame he's got physical limitations now because we can all see what a great player he is. It's just a breath of fresh air to actually have someone up front that is a striker, that has got striker's movement, that does things the right way. And he's not the biggest forward either, but he does fight off defenders. So look, 2-0, I wouldn't say that we didn't deserve it either. It was a shock because it weren't like I think that's all we'd created. I think we had 2 shots on target and scored 2 goals in that half. But at the same time, it didn't feel like Bournemouth were all over us at that point. And then at 35 minutes, the game sort of swings. And in the last 10 minutes of that half, Bournemouth are sort of growing into it and they're all over us. And you're like, oh, this is getting a bit heavy now. We was getting deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And I just thought the way we finished the game, the way we finished that half, he was going to have a chat to them and basically get them to push up again. We needed an outball. We had no outball at all. You know, like I said, we was lucky that we had Wilson there, but there wasn't really an outlet. You know, Guilherme wasn't really allowed to sort of get forward and affect the game. Although Guilherme wasn't great when he did get on the ball, he got knocked off. He seemed very, very lightweight. Bowen wasn't getting forward. Wilson was very much isolated. We weren't getting forward. So I thought what he would do in the second half was change it, because we're 2-0 up, and you're thinking to yourself, we can't go a full half like that. Not a chance. We can't sit back because they'll blitz us. They'll be all over us. But he makes a change at half time. He hooks off Guilherme for Kyle Walker-Peters. So you could say a forward player for a defensive player. Although I could understand it, I didn't really moan too much about that because Guilherme didn't have the best half of football. That said, I would have liked to have stuck with Guilherme because he's waited this long for his chance. We was 2-0 up. Why not just give him a second half? Have talked to him at half time. Tell him he's got to be a little bit stronger, a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more nasty on the ball. Give him another half. You know, if Somerville's injured, then we're going to need him. So give him another half, see what he does. But he didn't. He hooked him off. Brought Kyle Walker-Peters. That was the first kind of move towards an even more defensive brand of football. But the first half we finished with, I mean, I say it weren't one-sided. Well, it wasn't one-sided. They controlled the game, but it just goes to prove that possession stats mean fuck all, because in the first half, Bournemouth had 73% possession. We had 27. They had 7 shots on goal. We had 4 on goal, and they had 2 on target. We had 2 on target, but we scored with our goals. Now, XG, which I hate, but it does kind of reflect generally what the outcome should be. 0.55 XG for Bournemouth from the first half, 0.53 XG. So as per the data, we shouldn't have been 2 up, but we was, because football isn't data; it's not binary. Now in the second half, like I said, he switched Kyle Walker-Peters for Guilherme. Then on 69 minutes, the inevitable goal came in the end, because it was coming. My God, was it coming? It was wave after wave. He set us up for a full half with no outball. He set those players up to just defend like dogs for 45 minutes. When we was 2-0 up, we didn't need to do that. We didn't need to do it. I can understand going defensive if you're against Man City, or if I don't know, if it's the last 10, 15, 20 minutes. But to set up a half of football like that, when you're 2-0 up, against Bournemouth, who we know they've got talent. We know that they're going to thrive on the ball, and, the deeper we get, the more dangerous they're going to get. I just don't get it. Anyway, the big mistake comes for me was Wilson for Souček on 52 minutes, because Wilson still looked fresh. He was our only outlet. There is no point bringing Thomas Souček on if you're not piling forward looking for a goal so that he can get on the end of something. We weren't doing that. So it was pointless bringing Souček on. He was just floating around like a spare part. It was pointless. A pointless sub. If anything, if you want to make that change, I would have made it much later. Wilson looked fresh. He looked like he didn't want to come off. But you've got to give him at least, 60, 70 minutes. I would have pushed to 70 in this game, just so we've still got that threat and that ability to actually score from nothing, which is what he did on 2 occasions. But he removed that, brought Souček on. Souček gave us nothing. Absolutely nothing. And then Fernandes for Füllkrug, which again was another big mistake, because you're losing the player that's snappy in midfield. He's mobile in midfield. He can pass the ball, hold on to it. He can do a bit of everything. And you're taking him off of Füllkrug and you're dropping Souček back in the middle. And it was so uncomfortable. It wasn't a defensive masterclass. I've seen people refer to this like it was some sort of masterclass. We used to hear it in the days of Moyes, where we'd have 30 or 40 shots on our goal, but they wouldn't score, and then it's a masterclass. It isn't. It's pure fucking luck. Areola had the game of his life. We're just coming off the back of a week where we're, recognising the achievements of Ludo after the West Ham Fan TV interview, and we spoke about his great performance at Man United. That was every bit as good today. Every bit. He was superhuman. 8 saves in the second half. 8 saves. If they'd have won 5-2, they'd have got 5 goals in the second half, they wouldn't have been bad value for it. We were shit. Absolute shit. And it was by design. It was by design. Now, I'm not having a go at the players here, because I think to a man, apart from Guillaume, who had a bit of a wobbly game, but look, it's his first chance, his first start. I would have liked to have seen him go on into the second half, but he's not, don't feel like he's gritty enough yet. Every other player put a shift in. Every fucking player. The defenders did well. The fullbacks did well. Potts did well. Fernandes did well. Wilson, Bowen. They all done their best under the constraints that the manager placed on them in that second half, which was to lock them into their own fucking 18-yard box and just consume so much shit. Why would anyone do that? When you're 2-0 up, why would someone choose to do that? I don't understand it. It makes no fucking sense to me. So yes, I'll go back to it. Ignore the game. Don't watch it. Watch it on teletext. That's the point away at Bournemouth. It's great, but it ain't. Bad management has cost us 2 points. The same as bad management cost us 6 points against Leeds and fucking Brentford. So now that's 3 games. That's 8 points now Nuno has cost us. Now you've got to hope that we're not going to go into the rest of the season like that, because it is going to get competitive. Nottingham Forest won today. They battered fucking Liverpool. Fulham won today as well. Now Leeds and Burnley have dropped into the bottom 3. We're out of it for now. We are. But we play like that against Liverpool, who are shit at the minute. We're only 5 points off them, by the way. That's how bad they've been. But we play like that against them and we invite them on. We're fucked. We are. You can't. We proved against Newcastle. We proved against Newcastle that if you go out and you have a go at the opposition, you can do good things. The bench. What was the fucking bench all about? Don't tell me that you need to have Irving. So who was on the bench? Put it back up again. It was a bench that really pissed me off. You've got Carl Walker-Peters, who we used, Fulkrug, who we might as well have not fucking used because he was useless, although he was isolated up there, isn't he? But Rodriguez and Irving, what are those 2 players doing on the fucking bench? You're either going to use Souček or Magassa. Why have Rodriguez and Irving on a bench, occupying a place, limiting your options to change things in the second fucking half? If you look at what Bournemouth did with their goals, the penalty and the one where they equalised, that was a geezer they brought off the bench. After a minute, he scored. Bang, straight through. We've limited our opportunity to fucking... And we have got options. Where's Marshall? Why can't Marshall be on that bench? Why? Why can't Fearon be on the bench? Why the fuck have Irving and Rodriguez got to be sat on that bench taking up a spot when you've got Souček and Magassa on there? How many fucking midfielders do you need? 5 midfielders. Irving, Souček, Rodriguez. Fucking... honestly, it's fucking maddening. So plan A worked. Well done. You got it right in the first half. Yes, you did, Nuno. But you shit the bed. Massively. You shit the bed. We did well. We scored 2 goals from nothing. And then you just fucking absolutely shit yourself. What have we not learned under Potter? Fucking Lopetegui. Moyes in the last year. That you can't defend your way to fucking victory or a point. If you do, you're lucky. We was lucky we didn't get battered there. We've come away with a point, but it feels like we've nicked one. But in effect, we've thrown away 2. We've thrown away 2 fucking points when points are precious to us at the minute. They fucking are. So no, for me, I said before this game, over the break, we went and we did reviews on how well Nuno had done since he'd come in. And up until the Newcastle game, up until that point, he was about a 2 out of fucking 10. Well, I pushed him up to 6 out of 10 because we got the 2 wins on the spin. Newcastle, then Burnley. I think great, fine. We're on the way. We went a goal down in both, and then we came back, won them both 3-1. Good. Before the international break, give us a lift, and then we start really well in that game against a really good team. To go 2-0 up against them, no matter how you do it, no matter how you cut it, is ridiculous. But the actual XG, that finish, so if you look at that, the XG was 0.55 Bournemouth in the first half, 0.53 to us in the second half. The game finished with they had 3.53 XG. That's fucking data saying that they should have battered us. But in real terms, they should have had 5. Areola, best performance I've ever seen. I've seen from a West Ham goalkeeper for a long time. Probably since fucking Ludo. I can't remember Fabs having to make that many saves in one fucking game. 8 brilliant saves. He kept us in it. He was screaming at him to push him out of the box. But Nuno just sat there and he shit himself. And he made it worse. So, what was the subs again? So Guilherme Cole Walker-Peters, fine. But Wilson and Souček fucked us. Completely removed our outlet. We had no outlet from that point. From 52 minutes, we had 0 outlet. And they'd just scored. I just don't know. Oh, they hadn't just scored. They scored in 69. But then to do Fernandes and Füllkrug, I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand anything that he did there. The bench is limiting his options. I'm not happy with it at all. Okay? I'm not happy with that fucking mentality of football. We've had dog shit now. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I've been getting to the point where I've been getting sick of fucking football. Purely for West Ham. I tried to watch the Chelsea game before that. That was shit. Chelsea-Burnley was shit. And then you watch that game and you're like, fuck me. The first half was, it was a dull game apart from our goals that we scored, which were great. Elation. Everyone loves a goal. But on the game itself was pony. And then you had the second half. That isn't football. Anyone that enjoys that, anyone that can say, oh, really, I love that, shutting up shop, trying to, you're not a football fan. No one can enjoy that. They can't. There were some brilliant performances today as well. It wasn't just Areola. Todibo was mustard. That moment on 35 minutes where, who was it? Brooks went in on him and then Diouf, and then basically Todibo wanted to kill him and Nuno had to save Brooks. He got him out of the way. It was quite funny. I like that. I liked seeing that from Todibo. Took a yellow card for his actions, but so did Brooks. But he was faultless today, Todibo. An absolute monster in defence. And my fucking God, did we need it. A couple of times, he just nicked the ball off the forwards that was breaking through. It was a pathetic piece of management from Nuno. Pathetic. It just was. And it didn't need to be. This is the thing. If you're playing against Man City and somehow you've managed to claw it back to 2-2 and you're going to hold your point, or you're 1 goal up for the last 20 minutes and you're being outplayed, stick everyone in the box. Get everyone behind the box. Don't choose to do that. Don't set that as your fucking game plan for the whole second half. But going back to what I was saying, we've had dog shit football now. Look, there's people that, I'd say the Moyes fans must be in dreamland because this is Moyes on steroids. That's Moyes on steroids. That style of fucking football. Just sit back, deep, absorb pressure, and then on a rare occasion it fucking works. You can all crow about how we've just robbed the fucking bank, because that's what it is. In a game like that where Bournemouth have somehow not come away with 3 points, we've nicked a point there after being 2-0 up. But shit football under Moyes. I don't care what anyone says. Shit football under Potter. Shit football under Lopetegui. If it carries on like this towards the end of the season, I am not going to be interested in watching this shit anymore. I don't want to, after having dog shit last year, dog shit the year before, dog shit this season, now we've got to play an even dirtier brand of dog shit just to survive in a league so that we can play dog shit in it next year. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. These people have got to fuck it. This doesn't really apply to me too much now because I don't go over there and give them any fucking money at all. I let my season ticket go a couple of years ago, and so. But for the people that pay, for the people that go over there, Nuno, those players, that club, they've got an actual fucking responsibility to go out and entertain the paying fans that pay their fucking wages. Football is an entertainment. Otherwise, what are you going there for? Why do we watch it? Why do we watch fucking football if you don't want to be entertained? If you don't want to see your team have a go at the opposition? What the fuck was that? So if this is the brand of football, what is going to go through the rest of this season with the odd curveball thrown in, like fucking Newcastle, which is starting to feel now like he just threw the kitchen sink at it, put the very best team on the fucking pitch, and it came off. I don't know. Or is Lucas Paqueta, the player that everyone loves to hate, that important to us? Is that what life looks like as a West Ham fan without Paqueta in the fucking team? We can't play football. We've got no creativity. We've got no spark. We've got no nothing. Is that the reason? I don't fucking know. But either way, it ain't good enough, because if that is the case, it shouldn't be the case, because we've spent fucking 700 million over the last 5 years. So we shouldn't be completely reliant on one fucking player. They was without Semenyo and Kluivert, their two best players. Look at the fucking football they was playing, cutting us to ribbons. We was shit. Absolute shit. Shit house football. I fucking hate it. And the way we played against Newcastle, we've proved that it hasn't got to be like that. But Leopards don't change their spots. If you go out and you get a defensive manager, you're going to get defensive football. And that is every fucking time what this board go out and recruit. Every time. Without fail, they go out, they recruit defensive, boring fucking managers that have zero mandate to entertain these fucking fans that go over there. We're not important. It doesn't matter. All that matters is doing the bare fucking minimum. So yes, for me, that is where I feel about that. I'd missed the football up until that point, but I'm not going to polish a turd, because that was a fucking turd. It was disgraceful to even entertain playing a second half like that. The players that were on that pitch, I doff my imaginary cap to you. I really do. Because you were fantastic. You were set up to take a complete battering in that second half. Brilliant. You really done your jobs. All of you did. You defended heroically at times. Showed some real grit, some real determination. Areola, superstar, Potts, brilliant. Nuno, shit. Fucking shit. I'm sorry. Why was Marshall not on that bench? Why the fuck was Irving, Rodriguez on her? I've already said it. Why? Why are they on there occupying a space that we could put in a fucking Josh Landers from the academy? Callum Marshall, any number of fucking players. Just to give you something a little bit different. But fucking hell. But look, that's honestly how I feel about this anyway. I do. It's shit. And it's just given me fucking nightmares, because to be 2-0 up, and you know, virtually we could have been cruising. We could have played counter-attacking football. We could have. But to play counter-attacking football, you need to have a fucking outlet. You need to have some pace up front, so that when you win the ball back, you can get it forward and have half a chance of it not coming straight fucking back. But that's what was happening. We was oofing it down to them, sitting deep, because there was no point running up. So we was just sat there camped in our own box like fucking cowards. And it's wrong word to use, cowards, because the players weren't cowards. The coward was on the sidelines today. I fucking hate that brand of football. I do. And I ain't going to do this forever watching that. I'm not going to. I don't want to. I can't get nothing from that. Nothing. What the fuck do we watch this for? Honestly, it's bullshit. Anyway, I'll tell you what is funny. The fact that we've been as shit as we've been this year. Absolute shit. You've had Liverpool's Arne Slot go out. This is who we're playing next. He's took Klopp's team. He's won the league with them. Then he spent £500 million. And he's turned them to absolute shit. So I saw this meme earlier on, made me laugh. Nottingham Forest fans are urged to be careful leaving Liverpool this evening, as Arne Slot is handing out 3 points left, right and centre. Well, let's fucking hope that continues. And if it does, if we somehow beat Liverpool when we play them next, we're 2 points behind them. Imagine that. They spent £500 million in the summer. Apparently Isaac wouldn't come off the pitch earlier on. He wouldn't come off the pitch. That's to pull him off. So it's all coming apart at the seams. But fucking hell, we've got our own problems though. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, look, Nick, stop sitting on the fence. Tell me what you think. This is what I feared was going to happen with Nuno. I honestly, and do you know what? It's such a shame, because Nuno is brilliant. Nuno the man is fucking brilliant. It ain't like a Moyes thing. I didn't like Moyes as a person. I thought he was a prick. But this guy, I like him. I really do. But I like lots of people. It don't mean I want to manage him my fucking football team, though. He's got a lovely smile. I just hope. I said after do you remember the Leeds and the Brentford games? And I said I was done with him at that point. I was done with him. I thought West Ham were gone. And then he did what he did against Newcastle. Changed it. We went attacking. We fucking battered Newcastle. battered them. And then I said, do you know what? At least he's proved he's not stubborn. He's not stuck in his ways. He can change. He can adapt. He can evolve. And he looks like, from the reaction of the fans inside that stadium, maybe he can see now. Maybe he gives a fuck. Maybe he can say, oh, look, the fans like a bit of attacking football. That's what I'm going to do now. But no. And do you know what else as well? Can someone tell me, if you're 2-0 up and you're defensively minded, you're shitty bum, basically. You're just terrified. So you're 2-0 up. On what fucking planet does it make you safer to sit so deep, give the opposition the ball, and take off your only attacking threat so that you've got no way out? On what planet is that even a viable choice of tactic for a shitty bum manager that's just scared of losing? Because it ain't. It's fucking ridiculous. So no, I really don't understand it. I don't. I mean, look, there are some positives. We got the point. The players' performances, some of them were fucking heroic. You know, great to see Pot still in the team. Great to see Areola be brilliant. I don't want to hear anyone ever go at Areola anymore. He was fantastic in that game. You know, Tadibo, brilliant. You know, we've all got to take an L on that one. He's an absolute beast of a centre-back. He was good. Kilman didn't really do anything wrong today. No, he did, the dickhead. Handball, didn't he? Went down, slapped the ball away. So, yeah, mark that one down. Kilman done something again. Eagle was all right. He didn't do anything wrong. The midfield was actually fine. Guilherme was the only one that looked lightweight. He did look lightweight. Didn't want to say he did anything wrong, but he did look lightweight. He got knocked off the ball easy. But that's getting up to speed of competitive football. The kid's been sat on our bench rotting. It ain't even like we've loaned him out or he's been playing any fucking football at all. He has got, you talk about ring rust, that kid is not up to speed in any way, shape or form. I would love to have seen him given the second half. If anything, he should have got the second half and not the first one. Because at least that way we'd have had some sort of an outlet. We could punt it and give him a one-on-one race with someone. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to get loads of shit for this because, and that's why I did the poll in there as well. And you've all asked me to be honest, right? 94% of you have anyway. I said, I'm not happy with what I saw today. Do you want me to be open and honest with my assessment? Because I've been seeing comments from other people saying, oh, don't be negative. Just give him a chance. It's a pointless. Do you know what? Fuck off. Okay? Seriously. That is what I feel about people that tell me how to think and how to feel about what I've just fucking watched. You can think how you want to think about what you've just watched. You can be happy with it. I'm fucking not. I'm not. Whatever floats your fucking boat, I don't care. Anyway, here's the good news. We are now 17th. I don't know what the score is with the Newcastle game. That was 1-1 actually before I came on here. But Nottingham Forest obviously won today with a brilliant win. Burnley were playing very well against Chelsea, but you know they lacked a bit of cutting edge. Chelsea scored against a run of play, and then it was 1-0 up until like the last 15 minutes. Burnley were all over him. Could have had a penalty late on. It looked like they was going to equalise, and then Chelsea scored with a breakaway goal. But thankfully they didn't get anything because they've dropped below us. But what I'm trying to say is these teams ain't dog shit. You know, they're going to get points as the season goes on. Obviously, Bournemouth, West Ham, 2-2. On paper, you look at that, it looks good, doesn't it? It does. If you didn't watch the fucking game, it looks good. Bournemouth got battered 4-0 by Villa in the last game. You know, they're not on form. Fucks me off. Brighton 2, Brentford 1. Meh. Fulham scored. Fulham won as well. So we had to win. Forest and Fulham got their results in this one. So, you know, it was important that we got something from this. 3 points would have been fucking nice, no. The 3 points that we had at half time, Liverpool got absolutely rinsed at Anfield by Nottingham Forest, and they had a goal disallowed. Should have been 4. Wolves, I'm sorry, Wolves fans, you're dead. You are in the league, you know, in terms of your Premier League status. It's not looking good, bruv. It ain't looking good. You're gone. You are. No manager bounce. And it ain't funny. I like Wolves as a club. But you know what? Being selfish here, we need other clubs to be shit. So, you're taking up one spot. You know, it's getting brutal now, isn't it? We don't want to get relegated. We're shit. You're shitterer. Newcastle, Man City. I don't know what's happening there. What is the score with that? Do people know? Have you said in the chat? 1 minute. Hang on. Where are we? Let's have a look. See how that finished. And I don't know. Newcastle beat Man City. Did they? Is that right, Trodge? Newcastle won. So they're on 15 points. That means there's only... That's quite funny, because that will mean that there is only... Where are we? I'm going to have to take my phone off flight mode now. 1 second. Right, fixtures. No, they didn't. Did they win? Are you telling me? Hang on. Oh, why can't I see the fucking result? Sorry, people. Give us a second. Yeah, Newcastle won. Oh, wow. So that means that Everton are now... Oh, no, they're level on points. So Everton and Newcastle were level on points. Everton are in 11th place. They're 4 points above us. I mean, that's the thing. How shit we've been this year. And we're so close to other teams. We are. So, look, there's no guarantee. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated here. I'm not saying that. I don't... Do you know what? I don't even fucking care. I don't want us to get relegated. I really don't. But I can't watch this football anymore. I can't. You know, there's been a big fucking build-up to this over the international break, off the back of 2 wins. And then you go into fucking half-time 2-0 up and Nuno's prick teasing us. Because then we come out in the second half and you just do that. You know? Honestly. It's so frustrating. It really is. Right, I've got a super chat here from Daniel Cramper. Thank you very much, mate. You shouldn't have. Very kind of you. And I hope you're well. I hope you're well, mate. Thanks for that. I'll tell you what, let's go through a few comments before I go. I feel a bit better now. But yeah, is what it is. I'm going to get fucking... I don't care. I've always said if I'm going to do this, I'm going to speak my mind. That was shit. What was so upsetting about that, what was so frustrating was I was starting to kid myself that Nuno wasn't what I thought he was. Because obviously I weren't happy that Nuno came in. I really weren't. And then I sort of, you build a business case for yourself to go, no, it's going to be fine. You know, maybe it was just the tools that he had. You know, and then you get the Newcastle game and you think, ooh, you know, it's going to be good. We're going to see that. But then the first fucking chance he gets, he shits the bed and does that. But it's true, innit? He's only been here a handful of games. He's fucked Leeds, fucked Brentford, and now he's fucked 2 points here. 8 points! Bazakul says 2-1 to the tune. Ralph says Guillaume needs a season in the Championship. Hopefully not with us. Yeah, he might get his season in the Championship. You never know. Oh, do you know what, though? You keep saying hopefully not with us. But the more I see of games like that, I'm not saying I want us to get relegated, but would it be worse? I'm talking about your day-to-day experience of being a West Ham fan. You know, day-to-day experience of going over to the stadium, no plastics over there, they'd all be fucking gone. Yes, the stadium would be half empty, but what would be in there would be normal West Ham fans. That'd be nice. Just fill the bottom tiers up. And you might have half a chance of, well, look, let's face it, we'll be playing teams at our level. Because the way we're approaching games, we ain't Premier League level. If you set up in the second half against a decimated Bournemouth when you're 2-0 up like that, you're saying... That's how you would expect like a newly promoted team to come up, to play. That's how I'd be expecting Wolves to play against fucking Bournemouth. I know you're not newly promoted, but you're shit at the minute. Corral says, yeah, all good. Oh, no, that's just used to having a chat. Burnley, Leeds and Wolves for the drop. It's looking that way. Hopefully it fucking stays that way. Hopefully. Taxes, that did kill us. The players were so good today. They were so good. You know, it's only down to them that we've got anything out of this game. Nuno did everything he could to fuck that second half. He couldn't have done any more, apart from bringing Irvin in. I thought at one point, was it Tony Gow on commentary? He said Rodriguez is coming on. You know, I think Potts might be going off. I was like, you better be kidding me if that happens. Could you imagine that? You know, going to a midfield three of Souček, Irving, and Guido. If he did that, fucking hell. Ben Gunn says, bound to make Liverpool look prime again by gift wrapping them 3 points next week. Liverpool, they will be relieved to be playing us in the next game. I think we're, especially away at home, I don't know. But if we play like that, we're so banging trouble. The only thing is we'll have Paqueta back in that game, and he does make a fucking difference quite clearly, doesn't he? But again, he ain't going to be here long. He's either going to go in January or the summer. So what then? You know, we start losing the players that are half decent, that do give us something half decent to watch. What then? It's just going to be shit forever. John Burley says, nothing wrong with being honest, mate. I'm with you. I can't work out. He has all the tools, all the gear, and no fucking idea. It's that bench. The bench killed me. He literally limited his options to manage the game. So if plan A don't work, well, I'm fucked. He's a happy hammer. Well, I'm glad you are, mate. Glad you are. Corral says, big time. Had a feeling the Turkish cod would score again. We gifted them the point. I mean, talk about super subs. He'd only been on about 30 seconds, hadn't he? Fucking hell. I thought we could have pumped some. Look, I never felt like that. Don't get me wrong. Again, I'm going to insist. Bournemouth are a good team. We've got no God-given right to beat them. But they weren't on it today. They were missing their two best players. Their confidence has obviously taken a bit of a pounding from their last few games. They're missing their two best players. We was 2-0 up. At that point, yes. Now we deserve to fucking win. Or we should be winning. But tactically, completely... Oh, mate. Joe says, really want Guilherme to succeed, but based on today, he just doesn't look good enough. I was upset with what I saw today. I'll make you right. But at the same time, what I'm saying is he will have ring rust. He hasn't been playing. But there must be a reason why now. What is it? 3 or 4 successive, I forget how many managers we've had in the last 18 months. None of them have kind of gone with him. And it ain't because he's a bad player, but I think you've got to have a bit of edge about you, especially in the Premier League. If you look at Potsy when he came in, snapping into tackles, snapping into, he's biting. If you look at Earthy was the same when he came in. Scholes was the same. Guilherme looks a bit too nice at the moment. I think he needs to learn. He's only young. He's 19. I think maybe going down to the Championship or League One, where he basically gets a good kicking if he divers too long on the ball. That's the education that he needs. Because there's definitely a player there. He's a talented player. But yeah, he don't look ready, unfortunately. I can't read that. Tabby Beats says, you were right, Nick. The death loop has started again. He'll keep us up, but then it'll be years. Well, especially when you see, I said this on a group chat earlier on, when you look at the players that we're linked with Adama Traore and Ghana. They're the ones that we're looking at likely to be getting. That's the ones that X have said that we're looking at getting. We're just restarting Moyes all over again. It's like an Antonio regen and going and getting another kind of... I mean, Ghana ain't better than what we've got in midfield. Now, what the fuck are we signing him for? I'm not saying he's shit, but why are we signing Ghana? It's the one area of the pitch where we don't need cover. You've got Potts. You've got Magassa as backup. We've got Fernandes. We've got Paqueta. We've got Earthy. You've got fucking Kante coming through as well. You've got Scholes, apparently, who's better in central midfield than he is at left back. We've got so many good, young, mobile players, technical players. Midfield should never have been a problem, and it ain't a problem now. Why the fuck are we looking at Ghana? Tell me. Talk to me. Make it make sense. Because it don't. The ref was also weak. The high tackle on Bowen late was a straight red. Probably should have been, to be honest. I make you right there. But yeah, I mean, it didn't change anything, did it? That was late. It was late. He should have gone though. I'll tell you what, that was about an inch away from being a leg breaker because Bowen had his foot planted as well. So he must have just fucking grazed his leg or something. But yeah, if he'd have gone through his leg the way that Bowen was stood, that would have been it. That would have been a leg snapper. And Newcastle beat Man City after we beat Newcastle. So Wolves are bad. Let's drop down to Corral. Hello, mate. If Arsenal throw the league at this point, it will be more Spursy than Spurs. And they will. I'm confident of it. I'm so confident that Arsenal will fuck. Man City are our only hope. That ain't going to help their cause today. But look, I do believe that Arsenal they'll feel like they've won the league at Christmas. They will. And I think it's all going to go wobbly for them. We can only hope. We can only hope. Anyway, don't think I could tolerate that. Randy Bergstaller says, Daz, we have to go back to the 11 we had against Newcastle and Burnley, against Liverpool, but put Mavro in for Kilman and Paqueta and Somerville to come back. Mate, you're right. If it ain't broken, don't fix it. Fair enough, Paqueta weren't available today, neither was Somerville. I get it. But that was so turgid and so shit. What the fuck has Marshall done to not even be able to get on our bench now? I thought he's looked lively whenever we've seen him. Whenever he's come on, he's looked all right. He's looked more than all right. So why the fuck can't he get anywhere near our team? David Lloyd, let's be positive, everyone. Unbeaten in 3. You are right, David. I'm not going to say you're wrong. That is a massive positive. We are unbeaten in 3. But, mate, I can't watch that football anymore. I can't watch it. It's fucking shit. It's so bad. It's so bad. And it's worse when it's by design. I mean, mate. I mean, I know he's a nice guy, Nuno, and he's very good at what he does, and he smiles a lot. It's going to be one of them smiles that I'm going to want to fucking punch in about 6 months, I reckon. Honestly, But it's the thing with him. He does seem like he's a good guy. I want it to go well for him. So even though I've had this mad mental rant, I think Nuno's a good guy. And I do think that he's a good manager. I just think that his flavour of football ain't ours. It really ain't. I just don't think it fits us. It does fit a certain section of our fan base that fucking detest football and love Moyes. Fits them. They must be in dreamland watching that. But they fucking run out of tissues. Roger Cook, it's 3 from 4. Just look at the quality Newcastle and Forest have. No chance they were ever going down. No, it's true. It's true. I kind of always felt like that as well. But I do think if you watch, I don't know, I think that Burnley and Leeds have got a little bit of money behind them as well now. They'll go in January as well. Because it's like Burnley. Burnley outplayed Chelsea today. But they're lacking cutting edge. If they go out and get a decent striker, which everyone needs in January, probably the same with Leeds as well, although I can see a manager change coming at Leeds. You don't know. They're not bad. They're not shit. These teams, obviously Sunderland are good, but, Burnley and Leeds are not far off. I think they could make some tweaks in January. It's not like they're fucking gone, are they? They're not. They're far from it. They're still very much in the... They're very much in touching distance. So... if they are, I think they'll go again and they'll try and push in January. I don't think there's any... you can't take anything for granted here. At the moment, yes, Wolves are gone, and I would say Burnley and Leeds, but January transfer window, anything can happen. Silky Hammer says, Wilson had so much more left in his tank today. Oh, mate, he did. He looked so disappointed to be going off. That's what I couldn't work out. He really did. He looked fucked off. I was. He looked fresh. He was looking good. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, we fucking did need that win today, and I'm not happy. I don't know whether you've noticed. Warren Godson. Thank you very much, Warren. You're very kind, mate. Getting up at 2 a.m. to watch that, and in the end, we were very lucky to get a point. Mate, I'll tell you what I say. How did you not fall asleep? It weren't boring, was it? It was fucking terrifying. It was a terrifying experience. You couldn't fall asleep. It was edge of your seat stuff for the wrong fucking reason. It was like being, it's like we'd been beat up for 45 minutes. The team and the fans having to watch that shit. Why do it? Are they, I don't know, is it like a fetish? Like a self-flagellation with these managers? They like a good kicking? I don't know. Thank you very much, Warren, anyway. Very kind of you. And we've got Upton Spark. Top man. Appreciate that. But he has got us out the bottom 3. Yes, he has. Okay, so credit where he's due. Glass half full. There are positives. It ain't the end of the world, Trodge. It's not. Far from it. We could have lost the game, could have and should have. We didn't. We got a point. We're out the bottom three. There are positives there. But, mate, I can't keep watching that. I can't. And I can't keep watching that and talking about it as well because I'm saying the same shit. You know, I'm like a broken record. I must be. Yeah. I just hope that Nuno can prove me wrong yet again because as it stands at the moment, after that, I'm just back to thinking he's a fucking shitty bum defensive manager again now. And at the first chance he ever gets in any game, he's going to try and fucking pull the shutters down. And I just hate that style of football. I detest it. It's not West Ham. It's not. Just want some of our West Ham back. You know what I mean? Great that we've got Potsy in there. That's good. You know, I don't want to be greedy. So that's good. We've got Potsy in there. He played well again today. Some lovely dirty challenges. Yeah, it was quite niggly. A lot of fight. But look, anyway, that is... That's it from me. I'm going to go. I'm finished moaning. I've got it off my chest. And if you wouldn't mind, drop a like on the video. That ain't a love heart. Drop a like on the video before you go. That does really help us. And subscribe if you haven't already. Okay? And I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see if I can do we'll be back tomorrow night. Mickey's back tomorrow night for the Sunday night show. So we're back to normal tomorrow. We will be back on this Sunday. So I know I've been saying it for a few weeks. It's just difficult to do them ones on your own. Mickey's back, so we'll be doing the phone-in. I think Corral might be joining us as well. So, yeah, could be a good show. And I'll probably do a show in the morning, a debrief, to counter this ranty one as well. If I feel like it, I might not. So, yeah, that's it. I'll speak to you all soon. Come on, you lovely irons.